Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Oasis League Managers Meetup. So, my name is Amit, and we are here to meet up the managers that have been playing the Oasis League for the past 2 weeks. They've gone through thick and thin, they've gone through the qualifying stage, and finally, they are the main stage, the top league for the upcoming teams. Teams from South Africa, teams from Kenya, teams from Uganda, teams from Senegal, teams from Ghana, and teams from Nigeria. So, as we'll have it, yeah, we have 7 teams that made it into the final league, 2 teams from Nigeria, 2 from South Africa, 1 from Uganda, and 1 from Ghana. The 2 teams from Nigeria would be Emperors and Spetsnaz, and the teams from South Africa would be Genesis and Resolute Knight Nemesis. Uh, quite awkward. Genesis and Nemesis representing South Africa. And the team from Uganda, none other than Nondescript Gaming, and the team from Ghana would be Awa Sports Gaming ASG. So now, the first manager we are going to be talking to would be the manager that dropped the ball on the final week, and we would like to hear from him how he dropped the ball, how he had it smooth, but at the final week he decided that the league, the qualifying league, does not just belong to him. He's saving himself for the proper league. So, Faze, manager for Emperors, would like to hear from you. I would like you to talk through. Would like you to explain to us. You talk to the audience. Would like to explain to us how your qualifying stage was. We need to hear. We need an in-depth story of how it was from week 1 to week 3. Phase, you you're live. You're live. Everybody is hearing you. So it is okay. Let me. You don't want to review your strategy to them, but you felt comfortable revealing your strategy to other teams. But ASG qualified. Why? Why didn't you decide to beat the other ops and change your strat later? Are you sure it wasn't? Are you sure it wasn't because of horror? Like you're like, nah. It was like, nah. The horror of this team is too much. I have to leave. I sense the defeat. I don't want to be part of it. It was a Thursday. So, which team would you have hoped to have qualified but didn't qualify to this coming round? Uh, Okay, now, in your opinion, I need to name like five players that were let out, like five players that were let out throughout the qualifying stage. They were let out, like they were touching people's souls from different teams. I need five players. Name five players. Okay. Large Watkins. We're talking about Large Watkins. Large Watkins is on fraud watch. Giovanni. There was one that guy, Giovanni. Okay, so Badekon, Inopro, Giovanni, Chaos. Who is your fifth? Fifth. Badekon, Inopro, Giovanni, Chaos, and who's your fifth? Okay, Bleak. All right, Saragi. Okay, so now, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. I know you have a lot for us coming for this next for the main stage. So we hope to see it, and we'll meet again next weekend to see how far we've gone. So the next manager we'll be talking with is the manager from the second Nigerian manager, Zara, the manager for Spetsnaz. So I want to ask you a question, a very, very personal question, Zara. How does it feel knowing you could have won the league if you had beaten Teranga Esports 3-0, but you decided to sell the game? You decided to sell the game. You represent your team. Your team sold. In other words, you sold. So, how does it feel knowing that just 3-0 cost you the league? What do you mean, Teranga of all people? I need to go in depth on that. They beat you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you loud and clear. We can't hear you loud. Okay. Okay. Are you aware? Are you aware you lost? Are you aware you lost because not like as if Teranga decided to play like a tier one team, but because people decided to play like a tier five team? Yes. Are you aware of that? I said, are you aware that you lost not because Teranga decided to play like a tier one team, but your team decided to play like they had no bearing? Aha. So now you're so you so as an Arsenal fan, you decided to pull an Arsenal. You bottled. So now going forward, yeah, your your first week was good. You Spetners and Emperors, your first week was good. Your second week was also good. Yeah. And I think your final week was now very bleak. What was going on? Give us an insider. What was going on? It was like I don't know. You and Emperor decided that okay, first week, second week we'll do well. Then third week we decided to start dashing maps to everybody. Hello, can hear you. Can hear you clearly. Zara, I guess we have an example of his bad network from the game. Zara, can you hear us now? Okay, so can you please continue? Okay. So, like I was saying before, your network knocked you out. Um, as I was saying before, your network knocked you out. Your Spetners and Emperors, your first 2 weeks was very good. Then your final week. Okay, Emperor's one was for the final week. Your own was your second week. Your last 2 games for the second week, you didn't start dashing maps to everybody. You lost to 31. You lost to 31 not the final game of your second week and the first game of your third week. You lost to Teranga. Two crucial losses that cost you the league. So as things may have it, it seems Teranga were not the only team that that played you guys like that. Yeah. Your game against Lotus Esports, Lotus Gaming actually, yeah, you lost the hard point in a very, very weird way. Looking at the results. Zara, your game against Lotus Gaming, the hard point is not telling of your team strength at all. What happened there? Would you also call network? Yes, the hard points game. Is it that your team is just generally bad in hard points? Like, is it that your team is just generally bad in hard points, or I don't know? Just explain things. Okay. Okay. So now, in the main stage here, you are facing two teams you have beaten and one team that has beaten you. How do you plan to handle that? Axiom. Technically, technically they lost against you. Performance wise, they won against you. Move on. How do you plan to handle the people you beat and the people that you did not beat in the main league? Because everybody's going to be coming with bigger firepower. Looking at the registration, I've seen one or two new players coming in, especially for nondescript. Okay. Um. Okay. That's nice. I would like you to name five players that have been left out throughout the qualifying stage. Blake. Yeah, instinct, RK instinct. I know pro or Inno pro. Okay. Okay. It's nice hearing. It's nice. Okay. That's all from you. It's nice hearing what you do or what you plan to do. So we'll be moving on to the next manager representing the Ghanaian team, Awa Sports Gaming. So, so I think name is Bread Wizard, yeah? Bread Wizard. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Do you want me
All
to
right.
turn my mic on Discord or in the stay
On
app?
the stage, so you can hear you
Yeah.
live. Turn it on
Okay.
the studio so we can hear you live.
All right. Hello, can you hear me?
All right. So, Bread Wizard, would like to hear from you. Would like to hear about ESG's journey from first week through second week and third week. I would like to hear from you your personal opinion when you were meant to play a decider against 31 North and then they disbanded and forfeited the game. I would like to hear from you because normally those type of games, regardless of the weight it hold, I believe your team really wanted to play them and prove that you earn your spot in the in the main stage. So we would like to hear from you your thoughts on that.
Okay, so you're not wrong at all. Oh wait, my mic is echoing.
Yeah, it's on, it's on, it's on. We can hear you.
Okay, so 31, number two in Ghana, Aura, number one, Bravo 6, and an MTX. So in Ghana, there's this upcoming, level of competition. And yeah, ASG was an OG team from 2020, but disbanded because there was nothing to play for. So when Africa had a spot, we decided to come back, but I was a little bit too late to play the carry first. So we just decided to start scrimming till next year. And then we realized there's some new teams, 31 or and so we decided to, see how we fare. So we've been together right now for 14 weeks. And yeah, I think we lost to 31 knots in our own events we hosted for Ghana. And so we're really looking forward to playing them again, because I think it was a 3-week interval and we had done some, reviews, practice, roster changes. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Like everybody had its internal issues, so we decided to take a break from comms. So now, um, you guys had a rough week, up and down. Your first week was you win some, you lost some. Then your second week was like you lost two games. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, you started picking back up again, winning 3-0 and so on. So like, what was it like? What caused the rocky start towards for your team? What caused that rocky start for your team?
So I think first of all, we faced like very good teams in the first week. We had Spetsnaz, we went against Emperors, and those were the top two guys for the league. So it was really difficult. But then during the second week, we realized that the teams that beat us were number one and number two. So that's when we kind of flipped everything, you know, on, and we're like, okay, we just have to tune up a little bit, practice more, because we scrim EMP a lot, and then we scrim Spetsnaz a lot. So they help us, get better. And so the rest of them, you know, everyone is really Taranga. I was really surprised that they were at the bottom of the league, because those guys are pretty good as well. Axiom. So we just, ASG, we do nothing secretive. Is we just play the teams that are better than us. Just play over and over and over and over.
So
Um,
basically, what you're saying is constantly screaming the top two, Spetsnaz and Emperors, give you an edge in the following week.
Most definitely.
That's
But I
nice. Yeah.
think during the tournament week, we weren't screaming the EMP and Spetsnaz a lot. We were screaming like other teams, like tier one teams. So when you scrim people who are very good, it
Yes,
makes the
it's
tier
the
two
way
teams
forward.
look, yeah,
You quicker and softer. Yeah,
yes,
it's the way
yes.
forward.
That,
It's the way
yes.
forward. So that's a nice strategy from your management, and we can see it actually worked out. So going forward, yeah. What expectations do you have for the coming league? Seeing that you'll be facing teams that you are familiar with, you are friendly with, you have a significant level of respect for. There are teams that you've played in scrims, you've won some, you've lost some, and you've also played them in comps again. You've won some, you've lost some. What's your expectations for that?
So ASG, we take it one scrim at a time. So I think we are facing Genesis. And so all the focus is on Genesis. With regards to teams we've played in scrims is scrims, but tournament is different. we know we've done the work, so we'll just see how it fares against Genesis. That's the focus right now.
Okay, that's nice to hear. So as things are, I would like you to name 5 players so far so good that have been very lethal in the league, in the qualifying stage of the league.
Five. So I know top four from each region, right? So that means ASG, Axiom, Spednaz, and EMP. So that
Like
means
5 players, not teams. Like 5 players, not teams.
yeah, I'm trying
Five
to mention the
players. Okay.
players, but from the team. So that means 31 was let out. So from 31, it will be Cypher, Bleak, Yardman. Those three players from that team. I don't know if
Okay.
TRG didn't qualify, then I think Devilman or something like that from TRG. And from MTX, Yardman. So sorry, Big Daddy.
Yeah. I remember he was doing some stuff. Wait, there's one player you did not mention from TRG.
Yeah, I don't really know. Demon, I think Demon and Devilman, one of them.
No, Lucky Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky Luke. You can't mention TRG having a top player or mention top player from TRG and not talking about Lucky Luke.
You're
Lucky
right.
Luke touched the soul of every team TRG played against, regardless of if they won or lost. And that says a lot coming from top teams that played them. Even when they won, they knew they faced somebody. So when you mentioned TRG, the first name I was expecting to hear was Lucky Luke. But then you missed him. I don't know how you missed him. So we're going to the next person. Uh his mic is not connected. His mic is not connected. That's sad. What's his name again? Sin, yeah, I think that is Sin. Okay, yeah. So unmute your mic. So the next manager we'll be talking to is the manager for Axiom. Though in Nigeria and is the manager of the Gabonese All-Star team Axiom Esports. So would like to hear from you. Would like to hear from you your journey from the first week through the second and finally the third week, and how you put a clutch. You put a clutch like a clutch so good. Your last 4 games or your last 5 games was basically 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. It was like as if you're on a Avengers part. Would like to hear about the story.
Yeah. So the start of the league, we played Spetnas.
Uh-huh.
We won actually, but then we lost because of DQ. Because I had Zara was like technically, nah, we won, but we lost by DQ. It was a 3-0, but we lost by DQ. So yeah, that was like three on our part. So
Okay.
the rest of the game, it was okay. It was nice. The 31 knots. I know. Yeah, we played 31 knots 2-1, I guess.
Okay.
But the league was it's challenging actually. But I'll say it was okay.
So now I want to touch on something. There are
Mm-hmm.
some DQs that I will tell some managers it doesn't matter at all. And like I told Zara that, see, regardless of you winning on DQ, you still lost to Axiom on performance base. But then I also like to tell you that if your DQ has to do with consistent gun usage or a consistent perk usage or streak usage, it actually affects the game significantly. Most people don't know, most people don't understand, but it actually affects the game significantly. You
Yeah,
get,
yeah.
because if you would not have used such if you had no advantage using it. That's number one. Number two, the other team may have also want to use it, but they can't because it is banned. So you did not play them on equal ground. You get, you played them using uh if I call it a criminal advantage, it's going to sound wild. But you play them using an advantage you're not meant to have. You understand? So beating them now is now under technicality. Because at the end of the day, we don't know who would have won if both of you played on fair grounds.
Yeah, I guess I
I
get
mean,
your point.
you all went you all five stacked SMGs into a small map. What do you expect? You all five stacked SMGs into a small map. It's a small map. Everybody wants to five stack SMG, but then you went five stack SMG into a small map. Technically, a team using mixing AR with SMG is already at a disadvantage because you all are already running on what they call the fire rate, and it's not just five stacking SMGs. You all five stacked USS 9, mythic USS 9. So you are bound to lose. You all are bound to like you are bound to have an unfair advantage against the other team. You understand? So it's so you were bound to have an unholy advantage against them. You get, so it's under technicality. It's under that game at that point is under maybe. So, but one thing I would like to say is your S and D is not under maybe. You trust them. You trust them. You told them they were your babies. You taught them the lesson. That one is not about your. This thing was just there. You get, so let's just leave it like that. Let's go on. Hey, I like being factual when I speak, evidence based. So your second week. Wait, there were some you lost. Okay, you lost a game to 31.
No, I think it was 2-1, I guess.
Yeah, you lost to somebody else that was funny. I think you lost to 31 or 31 lost to you.
I think, no, I think it's ASG.
I know there was one team that beat you that was shocking.
Yeah,
There was
ASG.
one team that
ASG.
you lost to that shocked everybody.
We lost to
Okay,
ASG.
yes, it's ASG. It's ASG. I remember because I remember Badicon saying he would like to replay ASG again. So the good thing is Badicon is going to have his replay with ASG in the main league. I guess he's going to be happy. But what
Yeah,
about you?
definitely,
Are you hungry to play them again in the main league?
definitely, because I would definitely like to play ASG again.
You really love to play them again. So what do you have for them when you meet them?
Mm, I'll say it's a surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah,
But it's not Christmas. Christmas is not on to the next 3 months. So we
it's a
don't want any
mindset.
surprise.
It's a mindset thing.
Uh, okay. Okay. So I'd like you to name one team that you wished would have qualified to the main league but didn't make it.
I'll say Lotus Gaming.
They showed so much potential.
Yeah, those guys are good actually, but I don't
What
know.
about what about OXN?
OXM.
OXN.
Now, I did not really see um their works actually, but maybe they did well. Sha. I don't know. I do not really follow OXM.
Okay. They were one of the people Spetnas decided to sell map to. And one thing I noticed about that team is if you go and check the results, you will notice their S and D. Either they won it or they lost it by a margin.
Mm,
Every single team they played against, their S and D was very good.
oh,
So that's just. That's just it. So now coming into the main league here, which name three teams you want to really, really face?
Really face. I'll say Genesis
Okay.
or
Second one,
Resolute. Resolute.
Resolute, and the third one,
EMP.
EMP. Oh, you did not beat them enough in the qualifying stage.
Yeah, they need some more. They need some more.
They need more. Okay. You did not beat them enough in the qualifying stage. You need to beat them all over again. You need to show dominance. All right. But I'm sure you are aware everybody have been stacking up and they've been updating their
Yeah.
registration. But there's one stubborn team that has not added any new player yet. Okay, that is your team. Your team and Spetnas, they're like the only team I know that is going into this competition without any new player. God be with both of you. Now,
Yeah.
before we wrap it up, I would like you to name five players that have been impressive in the league.
I'll start from my team, Badicon. I think everybody knows him.
Okay,
Badicon, Giovanni again from my team also, Giovanni. I would
okay,
say Inopro from EMP. Say it from ESG. That guy is good actually. And
that
Osaran
guy is on
Gifa.
fraud watch.
That
You
guy
know
is
why?
good because like
You know what? You know
how
why I
do you
said
say
he's on
that?
fraud watch.
How do you
Now,
say that?
the two people that mentioned, let me tell you something. Say it, Large Watkins, that's Casa. Now, wait, say it should be Casa now. Yes, yes, say it should be Casa. Yes, Casa's performance in this, Casa is a very, very good player, very, very good player. But his performance in this qualifying stage, let me tell you, against the smaller teams or the teams that did not perform well, yeah, he was dropping 47, he was dropping 40 plus. When he met other teams, he did not go beyond 30, and he had debt racking up to 32.
Maybe he's hiding his talent.
Hiding his talent, but he was showing off to big to smaller teams. That's just me. Oh. That's just, yes. No, he did not. Do you know why? I was compiling for before I started asking you guys the question about naming a bunch of players. I was compiling kills, and I'll tell you the two people with the highest amount of kills: Chaos and Badicon.
Huh.
And Chaos has more kills. So far, so good. Chaos like has the highest kills in the league. At week two, Chaos had about 400 plus kills.
400 plus.
Chaos has 145 kills in control. That is Chaos. Now we're not compiling for large Watkins. We started compiling. And we started noticing that this guy was going 37, 32 against proper teams, but was going 47 against Teranga. Teranga, not that Teranga is not a proper team, but looking at the fact that Teranga didn't really perform well in this league, yeah, Large Watkins performed against them. But when it was time to perform against teams like EMP or Bravo 6 or others, he had death count up to 32 and did not even touch 40 kills. So you cannot tell me somebody like that averaged 40 kills when the only time when it was only one game he touched 40.
Sauce.
Hey, unmute your mic, let people hear. Unmute your mic, let people hear. Your mic from the studio, let people hear you. Your mic from the studio, unmute it.
Okay. Yeah,
You were
yeah.
saying,
Yeah, so I'll say like the first week we had so many issues, like from network issues, from players dropping out and playing 4v5. Most of the maps, we realized that our record was like 4-2, but we were like 9-9 when it comes to map count. Like we
Yeah,
would,
yeah, 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 yeah.
lose a player in S&D and play a 4v5, network issues, but we would make sure just to win the series, and not worry about dropping the maps. And for Casa, he just got like Wi-Fi, sorry, fiber installed like in the second week. So the first week performance is not really telling, and like the first week we met EMP and Spetsnaz off the bat, so it was really like I'm sure like when we meet them, any of those two teams now, he will definitely play, better for
Hopefully, he
sure.
performs. Yeah, hopefully, he performs. You understand? But statistics, yeah, statistics wise and performance rating, so far so good. Maybe because, like you said, you gave explanation that it's because of his network has been bad and everything. Yeah, that's why. You understand? But at the end of the day, his performance did not meet up. You get, and I'm not going to I'm not going to come out and say a bunch of other players also had performance issues, you understand? Because I remember back then there was one game that happened where Zara posted a clip, a video on the group about them having network issues. And that game, Chaos still dropped 42. You get, so but at the end of the day, see, regardless, yeah, I know Kasa is a very good player. You understand? When someone even found out Kasa was playing this event, they were like, I'm sure Kasa is bullying. All I just need to tell him was go and check the results. And he went to check the results and I'm like, what is going on? And I just told him the teams are actually decent enough for Kasa not to bully. It's that simple. So that's just it. So hopefully we get to see Kasa remind people that he is a bully of the big boys in the main league. You get, and like you said, he has gotten a fix. You understand? So we get to see Kasa be the bully of the big boys that we know him to be in the main league. So we hope to see more from him. We hope to see other things. So what back to the old stuff here. Badicon and Chaos have been they've been very torturous to a lot of teams. And compiling, we saw a part, but yeah, Badicon dropped 20 in S&D against Lotus Gaming. Badicon dropped 20 in S&D against Lotus Gaming. Chaos dropped 18 against somebody. I've forgotten the name of the team. So yeah, both of them they've been going. I don't think it's fair to see both of them together in a team. We all know what will happen. So I guess this is where we are going to wrap it up. And thank you all for coming to the managers meetup. And we hope to see you all in the main league playing. And so for the next coming week, we are going to have this session again the next coming week, and we hope to see more of you managers, and I hope to see you all have a very, very good first week. I know Spetsnaz is playing with is playing against nondescript. I know ASG is playing against Genesis. Emperors is having a BYE week, and Axiom is facing RK Nemesis. I believe that's going to be the game of the day or game of the week, because these are the winners of the ladder, the SC ladder and the Nigerian ladder. So it's going to be the game of the week, and we are going to actually tune in for that, find a way to stream it by all means possible. So have a great night, everybody. Managers, mods, audience, viewers. We'll see you again next weekend.
You too. Have a good week.